Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, and I wanted to do a quick update, share a couple things with you. I especially want to share a verse with you that I read this week from 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 through 8. Because in this verse, I discovered that there's something that's precious, maybe even uniquely precious, during a pandemic. What Peter says, I'm going to paraphrase the verse instead of trying to read it to you, is he says that in this, talking about some testings, trials, difficulties that we're going through, he says, in this we greatly rejoice, even though now we're grieved by various trials. Because, he says, we know something. What do we know? We know that the tested genuineness of our faith is more precious than gold, even though that gold is purified and tested by fire. And it will result, that is our tested genuine faith, in glory and praise and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Now here's what's so interesting about this. A couple of things really. But one is that the trials are real. There are various kinds of trials. They're economic and just the anxiety of uncertainty and the actual suffering perhaps of sickness and isolation. But they're for a time. They're for a limited time. For a short time even, Peter says. But they produce something. Tested genuineness in our faith, and that, he says, is what's precious. More precious than gold, and its preciousness brings a result. He says it will result in glory and praise and honor at the revelation of Jesus. Now, you might think, with a superficial reading, it's talking about how our faith glorifies God. But in the context, what he's saying actually is that God will glorify, praise, and honor us because of the tested genuineness of our faith. It's really the same thing that Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 when he says, our momentary light afflictions are working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. It's what you see in the life of Jesus if you look for it. Jesus, knowing how broken and fallen we are, still praises and honors people when their faith is revealed. Think of the woman, the widow, who out of her poverty sacrificially and in faith joyfully gave the widow's mite, that little bit of a gift that reflected a genuine faith. That was beautiful, like gold to God. Or you might think of the woman who wept and washed Jesus' feet with her tears, or of the Roman soldier who demonstrated greater faith than all of those in Israel when he trusted Jesus to heal his servant, and Jesus praised him and honored him. One of my favorite stories is the story of the woman towards the end of the life of Jesus, who breaks an alabaster jar of expensive perfume. This was an expensive thing, really financially valuable. It had great weight, and people who saw this happen were kind of shocked and said, that should have been sold and the money given to the poor. But Jesus honored that woman and said, no, she's done something that's beautiful. I want us to do things that are beautiful during this time. I want to think of my tested faith, whether it's just inwardly or in my actions and how I demonstrate it to the world that's watching. I want it to be like gold, tested by fire and precious in the eyes of God. And that's a beautiful thing. We want to do that during this season. We want all of us as a church to reflect the genuineness of our faith in Jesus. And we, as leaders in the church, we want to help you do that every way we can. It's been a challenging week. We've been working hard behind the scenes to try to think of ways to deliver content and keep people connected, and you're going to be hearing more about this. Please watch for the video announcements that Lee will be uploading later this week. They're a little bit delayed, but they're coming. Look also for Facebook prompts and announcements and information. Go to our website and notice there's a banner at the top that not only allows you to link into the live streams when we're doing them in worship, but also to some special information and updates about how we're delivering ministry and content and connection during the COVID-19 crisis, if you will. I especially want to encourage you to join us for the worship this weekend. And when I say join us, I don't mean in person. We're not gathering. We're honoring everything that the civil authorities are telling us to do to be on the safe side and to love each other well. But to go online at 10:45 and watch the live stream message and the worship. Curtis is going to be preaching this week on a powerful story of healing and talking about the healing we all need from Luke chapter 5. Patrick Anderson is putting together some worship for us. So I think it'd be super cool if we could plan to be kind of doing this together. Even if we're not physically present, we're joining at 10:45 to watch the live stream. And of course, it'll be available later if you can't join at 10:45. But let's do it together and fill those comment options in the margin as you watch, and like that live stream so that we can know that you're participating. Look for more announcements and updates. But in the meantime, just keep strong in your faith. Fight for your faith and let it be proven, not just genuine, but beautiful this week. God bless you.